Good morning. I am not even going to turn on YouTube. I'm going to leave the chat up here. I'm going to do a quick one today. I'm in my hotel room. It is 6:15 a.m. and I am going to get to my notes. I am using hopefully the sound's coming through. Let me just log on to YouTube and make sure. YouTube home. Let's look at this. I'm going to turn on. Hold on one second. Make sure I get to here. Morning, Hung. I want to make sure everybody can hear me, because I'm hoping this thing's working. Why can't I see me? Oh, it's slow. Hold on one second. There I am. Okay, you can hear me. Perfect. I'm going to close this down, and I'm going to start the podcast. So I probably will not be responding to your chats because I'm going to be looking at my my window here, and I can't do both, but I am exhausted. 16-hour days. So let me start the podcast. Good morning. It is 6 a.m. live from the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. This is the Miss America pageant, and my week is absolute hell. So thank you, everyone, for the messages about where am I? I am right here, but I will tell you, I am not fully on the market. So that's the problem I have right now, is I just have no time to look at it. So what I did was I scanned. If you have TrendSpider, you guys can do these scans, but I'm going to take a look at it. Anybody that wrote me, including Corey, Nick, some other folks from from here, Jackie, who gave me a shout out, love it. I've got some notes here, so I will go over those at a later date. I just have no time today to go over them. So let's go over the scans. First one is Amazon. This one looks like it crossed up here, $90.57. I continue to say it just hasn't crossed this bottom part of this gap. If you're on YouTube, you're seeing it. But that bottom part of that gap right there is just, it's tiny. But $90.57 is the buy. The RSI is at 45. The MACD's this is a long-term hold. I hold it for myself. That's where I say. Then I did these sectors, and the only sector that crossed up was XLU. And XLU is utilities. It's a secondary cross-up. This one crossed up back on October 14th at $62.30. The RSI is at 67. It's super high. There is a gap down below, but you've crossed the 200-day in this. So I think the gap only comes into play when you cross below that 200-day. Other than that, I don't think that gap comes into play, and I think you continue to run. The problem is that the RSI is super high at 67. You don't want to buy it when it's at 67. Let's look at Boeing. I know this is a secondary cross-up because Boeing has just been on a legendary run. There's the ascending triangle. 129 was the purchase on October 4th. And it's going up. It's above this 200-day. You don't have any gaps below it that haven't been filled. You have nothing. I mean, there's nothing that should bring this down. It's a secondary cross-up, but the RSI is at 65. So you do have a long way, a high RSI, but you've got a long way down to that 200-day at 156. So I would be careful. What you're waiting for in this one is the announcement that they're bringing back the dividend. If they bring back the dividend, this goes back to a $300 to $400 stock. I think it's a long-term play. We've seen this before. The problem is that Boeing announces some news, and then all of a sudden they're back to a $100 stock. Applied Materials, which is a chip. This is a secondary cross-up as well. Look at that ascending triangle. You've got it couple of gaps down here, so I don't think I'd buy here, but it's a secondary cross up. Strong play, great company. Go and let's look at the multiple real quick, because I do think that it's a little bit expensive, not super expensive. PE of 14. It's got a dividend of almost 1%, down 30% year to date. You can see it's probably got 130, 140 in the bag here, but that's in a good market. And if you're heading into a recession, I don't know that you really look at that market. Another cross up, which is probably a long-term play, but a hard long-term play. This is a secondary cross up, Activision Blizzard. You had a cross up here November 11th at 73.49. I'd rather see you in that territory, closer down to the low 70s, because you're going to use this 200-day at 76 as a probably resistance level. I don't think that one's going to hold above the 200-day. The problem with this is the Justice Department, or I'm sorry, the Trade Commission, one of those, just doesn't want this deal to go through, so they're going to fight it in court. Microsoft has vowed to fight it in court because the breakup fee is rather expensive. Either way, I think Activision Blizzard, you're fine. Remember, Warren Buffett bought this in the 60s. I think it's the high 60s, low 70s, in order to justify it. And he said it's a good gamble that it's going to go through at $95. And that's what Microsoft offered for it. If you have TrendSpider, go and scan the ARK funds. There are too many for me to talk about in this short little podcast. Too many. But the next one, Comcast, CMCSA, is Comcast. It was JP Morgan's top stock pick for 2023. You had a cross up here at 36.52. It just got you out with an 8% gain. Looks like you're holding this 200-day. If you believe in this stock and you think it can hold the 200-day, I'd say you go for it. You've got this gap up here at 40 to 42, which is above the 200-day. You're coming up on your ex-dividend date. You do have some volume shelves here to support yourself at about 34 or so. But again, if we're going into a recession, this one might get hit hard with the loss of video subscribers, with the loss of phone subscribers, but you do have mobile phone growth. And that's what's going to be key in this one, is the growth in their streaming and the growth in their mobile phone business, because those are the two things that's pushing this one. Kraft Heinz Corporation, KHC. This is one that had a cross up. It's a secondary cross up. We had a cross up back here on November 18th. I know I brought this one up at $37.88. You're at $40, but you do have all of the confirmation above that 9-day right here. Your RSI is at 66. You're holding above this 200-day really, really well. So these gaps down here, I don't think you're kind of, it's not going back down there anytime soon. But again, this is a long-term play. This one you can probably hold. I'd just rather see you get it closer to this $37 point than the $40 point. And at some point, it comes back down there, I believe. I just don't think that this one's running that much. I'll bring this up. I don't recommend this stock, but Lucid had a cross up, 829. There's reports out there that they're having heavy cancellations in their cars just because of the price, because it's taking them so long to get their production up and running. You have a gap up here at about 13. Your cross up was at $8.29. But see, it's below that 9-day. I don't think you buy it. I wanted to bring it up because it's been brought up on the podcast before. The RSI is at 29. It's just way down in the dumps. It's not a healthy company. The final one I'm going to look at is Citibank. And as we say in South Park land, it's shitty bank. It's the worst of the banks. It just really is. They have debt. Their new CEO actually is doing a great job. You had a cross up here at 45.77. It's under the 200-day. I think it's clear you're using the 200-day as resistance level on this one. But I do think that you could, at 45, make a run to 50 in a healthy bank environment where they're raising rates and they're announcing that they're making more money. The problem is when you get into a recession, it's a little bit hard. But when you look at Citibank on FinViz, their PE is only 6. When you look at when we look at Bank of America, which is a similar, look at the categories, their PE is 10. When you look at JP Morgan, these banks, they're at 11. When you look at Goldman Sachs, they're at 9. So Citibank does have some room to grow, and that's why I bring it up, is it might be a good opportunity before these earnings come up on January 12th. So that is the list I've got today. That is all I'm going over. I've got to hop in the shower. It is 6:22. I've got to be downstairs by 6:30. I thank you guys for your continued messages. Hit me up on the socials if you need anything. And tune in to Miss America. Well, I can't tune in. It's being streamed on a pageant website, which costs like $50. So if you're into this kind of stuff, maybe spend the $50 and stream it. If you're not, I'll tell you all about the highlights. I'm on the floor with the girls. It's fun. It's a good time. So have a great day, guys. Thanks for your messages. I really appreciate everything. If you have any questions, hit me up. The TrendSpider deal, I think it might be over soon. So if you're interested, definitely get on TrendSpider. Sign up through the link below. Make sure you're getting, if there's a discount that's less than 25%, I got you 25% off. It's DSP 25. That's Daily Stock Pick 25 for the discount code. So, but I think it's going on until the end of the year, a better sale. Just make sure you get it before it ends. Like the Black Friday sale before, I told you Black Friday was the best sale. These go down, and I think they have a timer on there. So thanks, you guys. Take care. Have fun. Okay, and I'm going to export song to disk. Export. Okay. Hungman, you saw it was a quick one. It was a super, super fast one. I'll hang out here a little bit. See if anybody has any questions on YouTube Live. I don't know how many viewers there are. I just don't have my setup here. And I literally have to probably 5 minutes to put this up. And I'm not going to promote it. We are done, GarageBand. So I am done. I am out of here. Thanks, you guys, for tuning in. Hung, appreciate you, man. Hit me up on the Facebook group. Hit me up wherever. But that's it for today. And if you're at the Miss America pageant in Mohegan Sun, say hi to me. Oh, Boyle and KOD. I don't know. I just don't have time to look at it, Hung. Let me look real quick. Hold on. And I'm not doing... Boyle had a cross up here at 38.83. KOLD, I think you're still in KOLD, to be honest. You just got out of KOLD, but you should have been out of there long before. Should have been out of there up here in the 22s. You shouldn't have held that till the 15s. But you can see Boyle has all the confirmation right now, just above the 9-day. So I think you go with the Boyle. YouTube exclusive. Okay, man, I'm out. Thanks, you guys.